This is a very, very easy and fun tutorial to do. I'm going to be using liquid watercolor from Schminke. They're aqua drops, but you can use your pan watercolors, anything from a tube. You could use acrylic, you could use inks, whatever you have. It's just so much fun. It's simply splattering and then painting a paintbrush, or you could paint a crayon or a pencil, whatever you want. So let's get started. Okay, I put a few drops of paint in each of the little bowls there. The little cat bowls, they're just too cute. Now I'm going to dilute it with just a little bit of water. These watercolors are just so vivid. So I'm just going to dilute it some. Not a whole lot. Just make little puddles. And then I'm using this jar lid, this plastic lid, to mask the center out. That's how I did this. I just placed it there. And then when I splattered all around, I removed it and then I painted in my paintbrush. So I'm going to put this up a little higher so that you can see the splattering magic. And I'm just going to start with the yellow and just start splattering all the way around. It's so bright. I'm going to turn this around, get my splatters going in this direction. I just keep turning it around, putting my splatters where I want them. Now you could wait for this to dry before adding your second color, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and get my magenta and start making my splatters. Turning it around. If I had a little turntable, that would be really cool, because I could just spin it. Oh, I got a real big splotch over there. That's okay. It'll probably be covered by a mat anyway. Again, I could wait for it to dry, but I'm not. I'm going to go straight for the blue. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I think that's good. Now you could use a squirt bottle of water and spritz it. It would make it kind of spread a little bit. I did not do that on this one, but I think I will on this one, just a little. I'm holding it really up high and just squirting a little bit. A little mist. Look at this pretty purple happening over there. Really start spreading the ink. Not the ink, the watercolor. Oops, did a lot there. That's okay. Oh, I like this. I think I'll do some more. Okay, I think that is good. I'm going to let this dry. That looks so pretty, so colorful. Let it completely dry. Don't remove your lid or your plate, whatever you have, until it's completely dry. While that's drying, I'm going to do another one. Same size paper. I'm just putting it more here towards the right here, towards one of the sides. And I'm just going to do the same thing. This time I'm not going to spritz it with water afterwards. I'm just going to splatter and let it mix however it wants. I just tap it on my hand. Let's add this magenta. I love the Schmincke Aqua Drops. And I like the P.H. Martin ones too. They're both excellent to play with, to paint with. This is just some splattering fun here. I think I want some more over here. Oh yeah. Okay, now for the blue. Getting it all over my wall. But it's in good company because there's a lot more other paint colors on the wall. Well, I like what's happening here. I'm going to do some more magenta. Just because I have some left. And I love it. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, now I'm going to let this dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to try this on Yupo paper and see what happens. So again, I'm just splattering. And paint looks so awesome on Yupo paper. It's non-absorbent, so it doesn't lose any of the vibrancy. On regular watercolor paper, the pigment soaks into the paper, and that will make it less vibrant. That's why you have to do a lot of layers sometimes to get the vibrancy that you want. Not on Yupo. Okay, that's a lot of sunshiny yellow. Okay, let's do some magenta. Oh, I love how it's mixing. I think I'm just going to use these two colors. Add some more yellow. You can see it's just puddling on this thing, on the paper. Okay, let me finish up with my leftover magenta. Again, I'm getting this all over my wall. Okay, that's going to be really pretty. Okay, I'm going to lift this up to see what happens. Okay, not too much happened. When it's dry, I can easily clean that up. Yupo paper is like painting on glass, so it's very, very easy to lift. In fact, I could probably do some now. Okay, I'm just going to let it dry. That's going to look so pretty. Okay, they're both dry. They're so pretty. They really are. I love them. The Yupo one is not dry yet because it takes a while for that to dry. It's still a little damp in a couple places where the paint was really pretty thick. But look at those colors, so bright. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, you can either draw a paintbrush on your painting, or you can trace one with a pen here. So I'm actually going to trace this brush here as best I can. Doesn't matter if it's wonky, just doesn't matter. I'm going to do the best I can to hold it still so I can trace. I'm just going to go around it. And then go around here. Okay, I have a paintbrush here. Just make a couple of marks here for the, I think that's called the ferrule. Doesn't have to be perfect. It won't be. I'm going to make some little marks here for the hairs. And I have a paintbrush. So now I'm going to get a pretty dark color and paint to the side of the paintbrush, or paint the handle here, and paint the bristles here, and then I will make a shadow. So I just need some dark paint. Okay, I've got some Payne's Gray here. It's pretty thick, and I'm just going to paint my paintbrush. Some of the color below is going to stick, or is going to shine through, but that's okay. I'm going to take a damp brush and then just go to the side here. I want it darker on one side because I'm going to add a shadow. Oops, I went over the line. That's okay. We've got a lot of splatters, so it's not going to be that noticeable. Again, I'm going to come over here with a pretty concentrated paint mixture. And then a damp brush. I just want it dark on one side and a little bit lighter on the other. Oh, it's so pretty because the paintbrush has all these little speckles of paint on it, little splatters. I think that's kind of cool. Okay, so for the bristles, I'm just using some burnt umber mixed with whatever's on my palette. I think it's burnt sienna. It doesn't really matter. Just painting the bristles. I'm dropping a little bit of this Payne's Gray on this left side because that's the shadow side. And then the metal ferrule there, I'm actually going to let this dry first, because if I were to touch that or touch that, this would bleed together and mix and make a color I probably didn't want, but it would still look cool. So just let this dry. Okay, it's dry enough. So I'm just going to paint this ferrule with a mixture of ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. That makes a real pretty gray. Just doing the left side, and then with the right side, I'm just sort of tickling it with a damp brush. I want the main color to be on the left side because that is the shadow side. I'm just going to drop in some Payne's Gray there. And then take a damp brush and do some lifting here. Just kind of lift some of that up. I want it lighter on the right side because that's where the light is coming from. If that gravity help me, I'll just hold it up and make sure the paint is going on that side. That always helps. Let it kind of sink into the paper a little bit and then lay it flat. Do a little more lifting. I'm going to be using gouache, so I don't have to worry too much about this highlight, but it's happening. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Okay, it's dry. So I've mixed up a pretty dark gray here with ultramarine blue and burnt sienna. And since this is dry, I think it's dry, yeah, I'm going to paint the shadow. The light's coming from over here, so there's going to be a little shadow on this side. Okay, oh wow, that's looking kind of cool. Okay, we're going to let that dry. Okay, it's dry. Now I've got some white gouache here and a damp brush, and I'm just going to add some highlights on this light side here. Then take a damp brush and just kind of soften that edge. I think I need some more here. Ooh, that's a lot right there. That's okay. Take a damp brush, kind of smear it around. And I'm going to use a white gel pen, and I'm just going to make just a few highlights in the bristles. Just a few. And then around the ferrule, it's got a little raised section, so it would be bouncing a little bit of light from it. Okay, I think I'm calling that done. Now to finish working on this one. I've been working on it while this was drying, and I think I'm ready for the white gouache there as well. damp brush, kind of tickle those edges. A white gel pen here for the bristles. Show some highlights. This is still wet, so I shouldn't be doing this. But I'm doing it. Just for the ferrule here, a couple of highlights. And that one's done. This was so much fun. I still have to wait a while for this one to dry. But what I did on the one I did previously, this one, I took an ink pen and just outlined all the shapes. I thought that would be interesting to do. I don't think I'm going to do on this one. I think I'm going to leave it as is so that you can see a finished several different ways of doing this. This was a lot of fun to do, and it's so easy. And you could do a pencil here. You could do like a yellow number 2 pencil. Very, very simple. You could do a crayon, just any kind of implement for drawing or painting. Like I did, just trace one of your existing brushes. You don't have to draw it. You can trace it. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was fun, and I look forward to seeing your splatter art. Thank you.